Hey there, welcome to the Mind Money Wealth Project. I am Dean Giordano, Transformational Money Coach, and I am here to help you transform your relationship with money so you can make a kick-ass living doing what you love and making a big difference in the world. Today is Friday, and what happens for me on Friday is I sit down and I have a weekly money date. It's about 30 minutes long, give or take, and there are certain things that I do religiously every week to keep track of things, pay attention to my money, and just make sure that I'm having a good relationship with my own money. If you think about it, this is important because when you're in relationship with a person, imagine. We do a lot of complaining about money. We do a lot of ignoring money. We do a lot of arguing about money, worrying about money. And if money were a person, that's not the way, really, to have a great relationship with it. So a better way, a better approach to this building trust in your money, having a relationship with your money, transforming your relationship with money, is to spend time with it on a regular basis, to appreciate it, to come at it with an open mind and a willingness to explore what it wants for us and what we bring to the party as well. So I have this weekly money date so I can do just that. So I can sit down every week and appreciate what I have, appreciate what it's doing for me, and spend time with it and get to know what it actually wants from me. Because money, it's an energy, it's an entity, and it wants something from you. That's a discussion for another day, but just for today, since it's Friday and it's money date day for me, I wanted to share what exactly happens on a weekly money date. And by the way, I pay attention to it on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, a quarterly basis, and a yearly basis. There are certain things that I have in place, certain rituals that I have in place. So keep that in mind going forward. Every month you'll do some other activities. Quarterly you'll do other activities. And we'll kind of discuss those as we go along. We will discuss those as we go along. But for today, let's talk about the weekly money date. Every week, I sit down and I have, throughout the week, I've gathered up my bills, I've gathered up my receipts, and I've put them in one place. And here they are. I've got this is my receipts folder. It makes me happy. It's polka dotted. And this is my bills folder. Color coordinated. We love Target, don't we? So what I do on my weekly money date, I pull out those two folders and I take care of it. I pull out the receipts, I write all that stuff down, I track it, I track my spending every week. I put the receipts that are important to save for taxes in another folder, and they just be put away until next tax season. And I pay all my bills. Then I put them back where they belong, and they sit there for another week until next Friday rolls around. So I check the bills off my list. I check the receipts off my list. I'm paying attention to my money on a regular basis. The other thing that I do, and this is not such a big task for me anymore, but I clean out my wallet. So here's my wallet. I'll open it up, and any spare change I'll just take out and put in my change jar, which I handle on a monthly basis. And any receipts that I hadn't dug out of there before, I'll take those out and track that as well and write that down. And sometimes I'll go through my gift cards and make sure they're all up to date, or there's nothing that needs to be tended to, or found money in there that needs to be spent. You know, like all my punch cards have been punched, so it's time for free coffee, that kind of thing. This isn't as hard as it used to be because I keep up with it pretty much on a regular basis. But you know what? I'm kind of an artsy type, and I live well with a bit of disorganization in my life. So it's not always been easy to stay organized in my wallet, but it's much easier than it used to be. And then finally, the third thing I do usually involves a more of a bigger ongoing project. And remember, I'm only spending 30 minutes a week on this. So if I have a bigger project, I chunk it down into smaller pieces. For example, maybe setting up Mint.com, which is one of my favorite ways of tracking my spending. That's a big deal. Because it makes you categorize all of your spending into, household expenses, grocery, clothing. And that is an ongoing process in the beginning. Once it's all set up, it's much easier. But that could be something that you spend maybe 15 minutes a week on doing. Looking back at all of your expenses and putting each thing in a category. Spend 15 minutes a week, and then eventually, in a month or so, it gets done. I've got that all set up. So what I'm working on now as my bigger project has to do with the new Tony Robbins book, Money, Master of the Game. This is a great book, by the way. If you're ready for investing, you're ready to go there, this is a wonderful resource. And as I read through this book the first time, I just made a list of things that I wanted to do. Like I wanted to compare my retirement accounts on this service that he mentions. I wanted to check out a website called Stronghold Financial. So I just made a list of those as I went through the book, things that I wanted to do. And on my weekly money date now, I just pick a thing off the list and work on that. It's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. And what's really cool about that, addressing it week after week after week, is that I actually feel like I am making progress on those things. Whereas in the past, it would have been so easy to make a list and forget about it because the list was just too overwhelming. So breaking it down into small pieces week after week really makes me feel like I'm making progress towards some of my financial goals. And it helps keep me on track with my weekly money date. So that's it. That's what I do on a Friday morning at 9 o'clock from 9 to 9:30, give or take. I have that weekly money date. And I track my spending, I track my income, I pay my bills, I clean my wallet, and then I address that bigger project that I might have going on. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Visit the mindmoneywealthproject.com for more tips, more strategies, and more stories about working your way to financial freedom. Good luck, everybody. Bye-bye.